ever in the world, in the history of the world. We had the best economy. I say it openly, nobody even challenges it. And they would if they thought I was wrong. We had the best economy ever, and we're going to have it again. What happened is, look at the market today, 24,000, above 24,000, I think, Kevin. In fact, I'll ask you to say a couple of things about that. But if you would have said that we would have had the worst pandemic since 1917, over 100 years ago, with the disturbance to 184 countries at least, because that was as of last week, and that a market would be, we're at 29,000 and now we're going to be at 24,000. And we were at a low. I think we're having one of the best weeks. We're having one of the best periods in terms of stock market, which to me is jobs and future. I don't view it as a stock, I view it as jobs and future. If you would have said to me that we'd be at 24,000, and we started off at, when I was elected, the number was much lower, much lower, as you know. It's called in the teens. But if you would have said we would have been at 24,000 with what we've gone through as a country, John Bell, it's pretty amazing. And I think I read where this is one of the best weeks in the stock market, this last short period of time, that we've had since the 1950s or 1940s. So I think there's a tremendous feeling of optimism in this country. I can only say that there's going to be a tremendous feeling of optimism. I think the third quarter is transitional. We're transiting into, but it's a very transitional period. I think it's going to do good, but I think the fourth quarter is going to be fantastic. I think next year, all of the fruits of what we've all done together, between the doctors and the business people and yourself, thank you very much. Of course, you're a doctor. But all of the work from the task force, all of the people that have worked so hard, we're going to have a tremendous year next year. And you're going to start to see that, I think, in the fourth quarter, maybe even in pieces of the third quarter. But that's, again, very transitional.
Mr. President, spending, though, is there like a day of reckoning coming with over $2 trillion spending?
No, it's about growth. It's about growth. We're going to be in great shape because we're growing. And we could have done it the other way. You don't spend anything and you're flat for years. You know, there are ways of looking at it. You have to throw money at it, but we're throwing money at the people that lost their job unfairly. You saw some of the people yesterday in the White House where they were down and out, and we came along and helped them. So we could have been flat for a long time as a country, or we could grow. I think you're going to see tremendous growth. It's a stimulus, and it's a great stimulus. Now they want more stimulus, and they're pushing for things, though, but I don't know that we should be working with states that have been suffering through bad leadership or bad management for 25 years, and we're supposed to fix that. So we're going to have to talk about that. Maybe they should have brought that up sooner.
Would you like to see him returned?
I think I don't know him, I've never spoken to him. I think he's a very, very good man who had a very bad day. And then he wanted to be Ernest Hemingway. You know, he starts writing long memos. You can't do that when you're a captain of a ship, especially that ship. That's the ultimate nuclear aircraft carrier, the best in the world, 5,000 crew members, and he decides to become Ernest Hemingway. You can't do that. You can't do that. With that being said, I said he had a bad day. We all have bad days.
Secretary Esper asked for your advice on how to proceed.
Well, I don't want to comment, but I have my feelings on it. And I just think he's a very good man who had a bad, and I think the acting secretary is a very good man also. And he had a bad day. They both had bad days. You want to know the truth? They both had bad days. And that can happen. They were under a lot of pressure because it went very public. And so they'll be seeing me at a certain point. But I think he's a very good man. I think they're both very good men. But you know, when you talk about spreading, so it started with 2 people, then it went to 12 people, then it went to, I got a report yesterday, it was 851 people. Now they have 5,000 people. So it starts with a little group, and then a few weeks later, how long is that? 4 weeks. 800 and some odd people. And they're sailors, they're young. There is one death, as you know. There's one death. There's about 10 people in the hospital right now, but we expect all to get better. But there is one death. out of it. But that spread like wildfire, right? Think of that. You know, it was 2 and 12, and then we thought it ended at 41. You didn't think so. I don't think you thought so, right?
Or just the right environment for spread like
Yeah.
that.
It was a tough environment.
Mr. President, on testing, yesterday you said that we will very soon be testing 5 million people.
Well, I don't know where
Doing
it came
5
up.
million when
Yeah.
You said that.
I'd like to refer to these two people because I don't know where it came up. Everyone kept saying, you said there'd be 5. That was a study that came out. Somebody came out with a study of 5 million people. Do I think we will? I think we will, but I never said it. We're testing millions of people. We're testing more people than any country in the world by far, by double, by much more than double, more than everybody else combined we're testing. But somebody started throwing around 5 million. I didn't say 5 million. Somebody said 5 million. I think it might have been the Harvard report. There was a report from Harvard, and they said 5 million. Well, we will be there, but I didn't say it. I mean, I didn't say it, but somebody came out with a report saying 5 million. It sounds like a lot. Yesterday, I looked at Deborah. I said, what's with the 5 million? I think that was from the Harvard report. But we are going to be there at a certain point. We'll be there, but we're more advanced than any country in the world on testing. And not only that, the testing is the best test, not only the most. We've not only done the most, even when you look at so many people, they love the Abbott Laboratories test. You might have had it. Did you have it today?
Yes, sir, I
Good.
did.
It's
Thank you.
okay. You got a test out of this deal.
I did.